From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte. India is being sued in a U.S. court over an alleged plot to kill Sikh leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar in BC last year. Sikh independence activist and lawyer Gurpatwant Singh Panun says the civil lawsuit in New York is aimed at holding the Indian government accountable for its alleged involvement in Nijjar's death. The U.S., U.K., and Australia say they will consult with Canada about ways it can get involved in their security pact known as AUKUS. Canada's inflation rate fell to 2% in August.
The annual inflation rate fell from 2.5% in July to reach the lowest level since February 2021. Statistics Canada's Consumer Price Index report says the slowdown was partly driven by lower gasoline prices. Meanwhile, clothing and footwear prices decreased on a month-over-month basis, marking the first decline in the month of August since 1971 as retailers offered larger discounts to entice shoppers amid slowing demand. The slowdown in price growth last month was steeper than forecasters were expecting and will likely spark speculation of a larger interest rate cut next month from the central bank. Governor Tiff Macklem recently signaled that the Bank of Canada is ready to deliver larger interest rate cuts if inflation or the economy slow by more than expected. Nujoud Almali, Canadian Press, Ottawa.
Bloc Québécois leader Yves-François Blanchet says he plans to stick to his plan of extracting gains from the minority Liberal government rather than trigger a federal election. The Bloc now has 33 seats in Parliament that create a majority when coupled with the Liberals' 154. The Lebanese Ministry of Public Health says at least 9 people are dead and more than 2,700 others injured after a number of handheld pagers exploded simultaneously across Lebanon and Syria. ABC's Tom Soufi Burridge has more.
We're seeing videos in multiple locations, in places like supermarkets in Lebanon, of people looking down at what appears to be a pager, and then an explosion breaking out. We're seeing Lebanese hospitals on high alert, Lebanon's health ministry launching a real fleet of ambulances to try and deal with the aftermath of this attack.
Hezbollah says the cause of the blasts is still unknown, but the pagers were owned by several workers in various Hezbollah units. And Sean Diddy Combs has entered a plea in court after being charged with sex trafficking and more. Reporter Jason Nathanson has the details.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs in court in New York Tuesday as the indictment against him was unsealed after his arrest Monday night. He's accused of running a criminal empire, trafficking in men and women for sex, orchestrating elaborate sex parties called freak-offs that would last for days, forcing people to participate, threatening their careers and lives if they didn't, and drugging them so they'd be compliant, among other things. Combs pleaded not guilty to the charges, which could send him to prison for life.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays continue their final road trip of the season tonight when they start a 3-game series with the Texas Rangers. Former Montreal Canadiens and Ottawa Senators defenseman Chris Weidman has announced his retirement after 6 NHL seasons. He spent his last 3 seasons under contract with the Habs, but didn't play last year due to a back injury. The Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers will stay at their home arena for at least 5 more years. Broward County commissioners voted 9-0 today to extend the team's lease at the Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise. As part of the new terms, the Panthers are giving the county $51.5 million US to eliminate remaining debt on the county-owned arena. And Scotland has agreed to host the 2026 Commonwealth Games that were in jeopardy after the state of Victoria in Australia backed out as host. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.